Hey guys, it's Aria here from Mira Health and Wellness and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm super passionate about helping women empower their fertility naturally, and that's why I'm here today to make homemade kombucha with you. So there are a lot of health benefits of drinking kombucha. I think number one, it really does help support the microbiome and your gut bacteria, and it helps support your immune system, which is vital when trying to conceive. Now guys, I've ordered myself a kombucha kit. And I've got some instructions here, so we're going to be going through these instructions to make the kombucha today. Now this kombucha kit came from Karl Kombucha. Karl sells kombucha kits online, and the kit comes basically with everything in it that you need to make kombucha. I got the 8-litre kombucha kit, so you actually get this lovely 8-litre glass jar. It comes with the tea and the sugar as well, so that's what will be going inside the kombucha. You've got a cloth here which just goes on the top of the kombucha once it's made. These are little test strips. It also comes with a thermometer. Now the thermometer goes on the side of the jar, and that is really just to make sure that the temperature is not too warm, because if the temperature is too warm it can actually kill your SCOBY. So we definitely don't want that to happen. After all, the SCOBY is a living organism, so we want to make sure that it stays alive. Now for those of you who don't know, SCOBY actually stands for symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. It is a living organism which feeds off the sugar that we're going to put into the kombucha to ferment it and to ultimately turn it into kombucha. So that's what we're going to be doing today. To get started, we want to actually mount the tap onto the glass jar, which I haven't done yet. So we're going to give it a little wash, which you'll need to do. Okay, so it comes with a little tap. So I'm not going to wash mine with detergent. I'm just going to use some warm water, and then I'm going to use a little bit of vinegar to sterilize the jar. Okay, so I've just got some white vinegar here. I'm going to put a little bit into the jar, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that around the jar to sterilize it. Just be careful because we haven't popped the tap in yet, so there's still a little hole there. So make sure that you are doing it over the sink. Excellent. And then I would just want to give that a little rinse. Okay guys, so now that we've got the sterilized jar, we're going to just open up the tap that comes with it, and we're going to pop that on. Now, so it's quite easy. You're just going to push the tap through, and there's a little plastic sort of nut thing that comes with it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to twist that on until it's nice and tight. You want to make sure that it doesn't leak. So once it's twisted on, okay, that feels nice and tight. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop some water in to make sure that it doesn't leak. So that looks like it's got enough water in it. Now we'll just let it sit for a moment. Okay guys, I think that looks pretty good. So the tap doesn't seem to be leaking. You can have a look how it's placed, and it looks pretty good to me, so that's exciting. So guys, we're actually going to move on to the next step. And we're going to stick the temperature strip on the side of the jar. So I'm just going to grab some roller towel and I'm going to make sure the jar is nice and clean on the outside so that the temperature strip sticks nicely to the outside of the jar. Alright, so once it's nice and clean, guys, we grab the temperature strip, peel off the back, and we literally want to stick that to the outside of the jar. Okay guys, so the next step is to fill this jar with 5.5 litres of filtered water, and we just want to make sure that the filtered water is below 25 degrees, because as I mentioned earlier, if the filtered water or if the kombucha, once we sort of put everything in, is too hot, it can kill the SCOBY when we do add it. So we want to make sure that the filtered water is under 25 degrees, that it is slightly cooled. Now I've got my filtered water here, so I'm going to be using a little measuring jug just to measure 5.5 litres. Now I'm just going to have to wait for my water filter to fill up with water again. But if you want to speed up the process, you can just go buy filtered water from the shop and just use that direct into the glass jar. Alright. So my current temperature of the water is 22.72 degrees. Really good. Guys, this is my favourite chapstick. I just thought I'd let you know. It is Total Hydration chapstick, and it is tinted, which is pretty good. So guys, while I'm waiting for the water to filter through, I just thought I'd run through some of the health benefits of kombucha. So as I said, like, it really does help support a healthy gut microbiome. That's something that we do know. We also know that it is full of antioxidants, and it aids in detoxification as well. Kombucha is known to improve the digestive system. It's also known to help with weight loss, help with immune support, help boost your energy, amongst other things as well. So it's a great all-round health tonic. If you are just looking to improve your health, then I really sort of suggest getting on board and ordering yourself one of these kombucha making kits. It's a lot of fun, guys, so I'm really excited to see how it turns out. All right. Say hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Roman.
Roman. How old are you, Roman?
4.
4. Do you know what Mummy's doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Having a phone call.
Having a phone call. No, Mummy's making kombucha. Can you say kombucha?
Kombucha.
Say kombucha.
Kombucha.
Do you like kombucha?
Sometimes yeah and sometimes no.
Sometimes yes and sometimes no.
Yeah.
Does Daddy like kombucha? No. What does Daddy think of kombucha?
Stink.
Stinky. Daddy actually thinks that Mummy's kombucha is stinky, but we might be able to change his opinion. Hello. Alright, ready to go? Alright guys, almost there. I've done 6 of these into the jar. I need to do 11 and it's taking its time. Making kombucha, making kombucha, making kombucha. Woo. Hey Google, what are the health benefits of kombucha?
Here's a summary from the website medicalnewstoday.com. There are a range of potential health benefits of kombucha, including gut health, As this 2014 study confirms, the fermentation process of kombucha means that the drink is rich in probiotics. Cancer risk, infection risk, mental health, and more.
Alright guys, so I've finished putting all the filtered water inside the glass jar. Now the next step we are going to do is we're going to get the tea ready, so the tea mixture to make our kombucha. Okay guys, so you just want to bring a litre of filtered water to the boil. So I'm just going to put this on high. Now I've actually got little measuring indicators inside my pot, so I've just filled it up to 1 litre, and we'll just pop that on high until it starts to boil. Alright guys, so that looks like it's boiling now, so I'm just going to switch it off, and I'm going to bring it over here. So I'm just going to take that lid off. Okay, so we've got the sugar and the tea mixture, so I'm just going to open that up. Now the tea that comes in the Karl Kombucha kit is a mix of organic black tea and organic green tea. So, oops, just want to make sure. Okay, it's in the same bag as the sugar, so just be careful when you're opening it that you don't get sugar everywhere. Now the tea comes in a little pouch just like this. So it's about 80% organic black tea and about 20% organic green tea. Now we're just going to want to steep that in the boiling water for 10 minutes. So we're just going to pop that in. Hey Google, please set the timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, and we're starting now.
Hey Google, stop the alarm. Alright guys, so we are back and the tea has been steeping now for about 10 minutes. We've just got the sugar mixture and we're going to actually add this to the brewed tea, and then we're just going to stir it until all the sugar's dissolved. Once we've done that, we're going to put the tea mixture into the glass kombucha jar where the chilled water is. My water is down to 18 degrees, which is fantastic because when we add the hot liquid, we don't want it to be above 30 degrees, otherwise we can't put our SCOBY in. So I'm hoping that it has sufficient time to cool down. With the cold water as well, it'll bring that temperature down to a level where we can just add the SCOBY straight away. And I'm going to use my tongs just to give it a bit of a stir. And we just want to keep stirring until all the sugar's dissolved. So just have a look. Yeah. Alright guys, so I've just stirred all of the sugar and I believe it's all now dissolved into the tea mixture. So I'm just going to take the tea bags out. And then we'll pour the mixture into the kombucha jar. Alright guys, okay, so we're just going to pour just going to bring our kombucha jar forward a little bit and okay, so the tea is now in the kombucha jar. I'll give it a couple of minutes because I just want to make sure that the temperature is not too hot. Now I can't feel it being warm on the outside of the jar, so it's probably cool enough. Karl does say in his instructions that if you can feel the temperature on the outside of the jar is warm, then it's probably too warm and it may kill your SCOBY. So add some filtered water if that's the case, or just let it set to room temperature. Okay. So guys, we are good to put the SCOBY in. Our jar is sitting between 24 and 25 degrees temperature. So it's nice and cool. It's nowhere near the 30 degrees, which is great. So we're going to get our SCOBY. Now the SCOBY, it looks like this. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's that circle inside the liquid there. Now the liquid that it is in, that's the starter liquid. And when you do order, the kombucha pack comes with the starter liquid and the SCOBY packaged together. So we're just going to open that up and we're going to get that into the jar. So you just want to cut the top straight off. And you want to be careful when you pour this in. Okay, there it is, guys. We've got the SCOBY. He's in. Or she's in. I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl, but it's in, and we are pretty much done now. So just to let you know, the SCOBY, it won't always sit circle at the top, so it may sometimes float in the middle of the kombucha. It's known to also float down the bottom of the kombucha, or it can float up the top. This one looks like it's just flipped up to the top just now. That's all fine. So I wouldn't be too concerned whether it's floating in the middle, on the ground, or at the top.
Can I show you something?
Can you show me something?
Yeah.
Come here, but I'm doing a video.
But please, can I show you?
Very quickly. Alright guys, so that is my kombucha made. So guys, now that we've finished making our kombucha, we're just going to give it a little try. We know it's not ready yet. It's obviously going to be quite sweet. It hasn't fermented, but it's just going to give you something to compare it to when you start testing it in a few days' time. So you just let a little bit out. And I've just got a little shot glass here. Tastes good. Quite sweet, but I can really taste the green tea actually. It's got a really nice flavour to it, so I'm actually really happy with that. Okay guys, so last but not least, we are just going to grab the cloth that came with the kombucha kit. Now we're going to secure that to the top of the jar, and that's to keep any nasties out of the jar while it ferments. Now the kombucha kit does come with a metal lid, but we're not going to use that. So if we were to use the metal lid, there wouldn't be any room for the air to escape, because as it starts fermenting, the pressure will build up inside the jar and you might get a cracked jar or something might happen. So we're not going to use that. We're just going to place the fabric over the top of the lid, and we're going to put the rubber band just on the top like that, and we're going to secure that there, and voila guys, that's our kombucha. So the one thing that you want to do when you finish making your kombucha is you want to make sure that you do store it in a nice dark space. I've got a shelf in my laundry where I'm going to store the kombucha. I've got a fairly small laundry, so it doesn't have any windows or anything like that, so it's quite dark in there unless you turn the light on. I'm going to be putting my kombucha in there to start fermenting, and I'll test it out in a couple of days' time. Guys, thanks so much for being here today and helping me make this wonderful kombucha. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. I really hope that you enjoyed the video and that you got some good use of the information that I've given you today. This kombucha, I can tell you, is going to be amazing, and I just can't wait to try it. Thanks for watching my kombucha making class today. If you liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up, like the video down below, and subscribe so that you are first to find out when I release brand new content just like this. Have a great day. Bye.